He puts out some page about me, boxing and all of this other stuff from a decade ago with 2 torn rotator cuffs. Fine, no problem. It's very, very embarrassing video. I'll be the first to say and all that stuff, even though I like it to be left up there. Because if people think I want to throw hands like that, that's how I throw hands, knock yourself out. I'm good with it. I know that the man I am today is not the man that I was a decade ago, physically or beyond. I can tell you that. So we get that out the way. Why do I bring that up? Because that's how petty you've become. You're LeBron James, you that butthurt over the things that I'm saying, that you would post that video. When has LeBron James ever done something like that? But suddenly you're doing that as it pertains to me. This man is in his feelings. I wonder why.
Meanwhile.
Clean up that cut more, raise him up. Yeah, make it more free. Yeah, push. Clean up that.
More beef. Oh, those two guys just love bickering back and forth. At this point, everyone just needs to tell Stephen A. Smith to stop becoming Stephen A. Myth on a full-time basis. This is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about LeBron James getting mocked by Stephen A. Smith for starting up trouble. Once again, Stephen A. Smith declared that LeBron James will never become the GOAT in basketball. Obviously, that debate topic has been debated about on several debate shows for the longest time possible. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So, here it is. Is the beef between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James stupid? Absolutely. These two guys are acting incredibly petty towards each other. Once again, Stephen A. Smith had a moment where a dead clock was right twice a day, which is when he called LeBron James petty for continuing this beef between him and Stephen A. Smith. However, this is quite rich coming from Stephen A. Smith, considering the fact that this man is the absolute definition of a grifter. Stephen A. Smith is addicted to attention. That's why I call him Stephen A. Myth. Stephen A. Myth is willing to tell whatever lies will serve the agenda just so he can get attention. Stephen A. Smith is all about getting headlines, and by attacking LeBron James, he is able to get viewers to watch First Take. Stephen A. Smith keeps acting like a tough man when he talks about LeBron James, but we all know that Stephen A. Smith did not confront LeBron James in that manner when they met face to face. When LeBron James confronted Stephen A. Smith, what did Stephen A. Smith do? Did he slap LeBron James in the face? Absolutely not. Stephen A. Smith basically ran away from the scene and acted like a huge coward. Am I surprised Stephen A. Smith acted like that? Absolutely not. That is something that I exactly expect from Stephen A. Smith. We all know that Stephen A. Smith is a fraud. We all know that his media career is built off of lies. That's why I call Stephen A. Smith Stephen A. Myth. You remember the book Stephen A. Myth wrote called Straight Shooter? Allegedly in the book, he made 17 straight threes in a scrimmage and that he got a scholarship right on the spot to play at Winston-Salem State. I don't know about you guys, but that detail of the story sounds incredibly fishy. 17 straight threes in a scrimmage during the 1980s? Are you kidding me? There was nobody shooting the ball like that in the 1980s. Trust me, if Stephen A. Smith was making 17 straight threes during a scrimmage, he would have gotten every single Division I offer. He would not have gotten a scholarship to play at Winston-Salem State. I'm not denying that Stephen A. Smith ever attended Winston-Salem State, but what I am saying is that Stephen A. Smith exaggerated that part of the story in order to boost up his own credibility. Not only that, but Stephen A. Smith claims that he only played one game in college basketball at Winston-Salem State, but if you look at the statistics book, he averaged 1.5 points a game. I don't know about you guys, but you can't average 1.5 points a game while playing in only one game. How do you score half a point in basketball? You can't. Stories like this make you wonder whether Stephen A. Smith is a real person or if he's an installed idiot that is being used as a useful idiot at ESPN. We all know that Stephen A. Smith draws up lies just so he can get clicks. He's saying that he would have slapped LeBron James in the face. No, you wouldn't. You would run from the smoke. You put Stephen A. Smith in that situation, he's crying to his mama and saying, "Mommy, please pick me up. please do whatever it takes to get this large man away from me. We all know that LeBron James is a lot taller and bigger than Stephen A. Smith. If Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James were in the same room boxing against each other, I guarantee you that LeBron James would knock out Stephen A. Smith within the first round. I also want to show you guys this clip of Stephen A. Smith talking about his interactions with LeBron James. He denies that he has been critical of LeBron James. I found his takes to be rather cowardly. Roll the film.
Could it be because I don't believe you're the GOAT? Because I'll never believe you're the GOAT? Because I have you number 2 at all times? Do I have to have ESPN and First Take put up the ticker tape right now and say, yo, could you put that up there, please? Great father, great husband, great philanthropist, great businessman, great director, great producer, great host, great basketball player, great leader. I mean, my God, I have done everything but put diapers and a bib on this brother. But it ain't enough, because one thing matters to him and one thing only, and that's him being recognized as the greatest of all times. Well, you're not.
Really, Stephen A. Smith? You're going to say that you haven't been critical of LeBron James? Of course you have been critical of LeBron James. You need to stand on your takes, Stephen A. Smith. That's another lie that you just said. If you're Stephen A. Smith, you got to stand on your takes and say, yeah, I'm a proud critic of LeBron James. Yeah, I'm not afraid to criticize LeBron James. I know the absolute truth, and you should be able to criticize LeBron James as well. We are living in a free country. We live in a country where the First Amendment is applicable in a lot of situations. Freedom of speech is a real thing, and that nobody should be above criticism. LeBron James cannot get mad at Stephen A. Smith for criticizing Bronny James, because Bronny James is a scrub. And even if you don't believe Bronny James is a scrub, all athletes get criticized all the time. Michael Jordan gets criticized. He's one of the greatest basketball players ever. Tom Brady gets criticized all the time. He's one of the greatest players of all time. So why can't somebody like Bronny James or LeBron James get criticized all the time? It's part of the game. It's part of sports. It's not going to go away anytime soon. People have the freedom to say whatever they want. Now, can we ridicule and laugh at those takes? Absolutely. But should they be banned from making statements? Of course not. LeBron James needs to grow up and stop being a petty man. As for Stephen A. Smith, we already know that the guy is an absolute fraud. He's a fake person. His media career is built off of lies. He likes to tell myths in order to make as much money as possible. We know that Stephen A. Smith lives his life that is defined by a dollar sign. I don't mind Stephen A. Smith doing that. I would just prefer if he was more honest with his viewers, that he says stuff just for money and that he is not a very authentic person. That's why I don't respect guys like Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James. They are not very authentic with each other, and when they're not authentic, it comes off as a WWE type of match. That's what it reminds me of when I watch this beef occur between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James. Therefore, it's absolutely stupid for two grown men to have beef just because Stephen A. Smith criticized LeBron James' ability as a father. Now, granted, LeBron James should have responded back, which is what he did, so I do give LeBron James credit for that. But LeBron James has to understand that not everybody is going to shower you with praise and that you're going to be the GOAT, because you're not the GOAT, and even if you were the GOAT, you're not going to change everybody's mind. The sooner LeBron James accepts that, the better off that he will be for his own dignity. Same thing for Stephen A. Smith. He needs to realize that he doesn't need to be in the center of attention all the time. Stop being a narcissist, Stephen A. Smith, and maybe more people will start respecting your ability as a journalist. But he's an absolute joke. We all know that his media career is built off of lies. The sooner people accept that, the better off everybody else will be. That's why mainstream media sucks. So that is why the beef between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James is absolutely stupid, as those two guys are being extremely petty in their back and forth battles. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking. Like the video and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That'll be for the @DustinStran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinStran, and that's Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinStran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.